Hi there. Today we're going to be looking at a game called Sandustry. We have a demo. The game is expected to hit early access soon enough on Steam. This demo, by the way, sits at overwhelmingly positive. The last time I checked, it was 550 reviews, and 98% of those were positive. That is quite impressive, I would say. I spent about an hour and a half in the game, and I really like what I see. I normally don't play automation games. I've played Factorio in the past, but I'm kind of strayed away from that. But this game might pull me right back in because it's a cute game. It's very relaxing. I just want to show you this demo. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'll do another episode. So let's dive right in. All right, that's us. It's kind of cute. So we have these guns in our hand, or these digging things. And we'll follow a quick tutorial. It's really quick. So it's just the movement keys. You can kind of hover by pressing the W key. And you can dig by holding the mouse button. And then you loosen up sand. So we can grab that sand by pressing 2 to grab the grabber. And they want us to drop that in the water. So you just let go of the mouse button. You hold it. Great thing is, for example, when I click here, you see that the square is not completely full with sand. But if I kind of slide it over the other side, it will automatically fill up. It's really great. And the animation is just, I really like the animation, how it works. It's just so relaxing. Relaxing music and everything. So, okay. So now we can pick up the wet sand. And we can shake it back and forth. Shake, 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 shake. And then we get gold. I'm still holding the mouse button, because otherwise the gold would fall down. But we have to put that in our little collection box here, if you can call it that. And the other part that comes free is the slag, that grey item here, the grey stuff that's laying on top. That's called slag. So in the beginning of the game, that's kind of a waste material, but later on you can do stuff with it. So we have 24 coins, so we can then go to the next step, open up the tech tree. And we're picking refining. Unlocks shakers that can separate gold and slag from wet sand, built diagonally and drop wet sand on it. Maybe that sounds confusing. I'll show you what it's meant here. We're actually going to go a little bit further on the right here on the island. Because as the game progresses, the more space you have, the better it is, because you're going to need it. So what we're going to do is we're going to build some of these shakers. So what is going to happen is the wet sand will fall on these shakers. And the shakers will automatically separate the slag from the gold. The gold will fall down. The slag will keep dropping down along the staircase here, if you can call it that. So with Q, you open up the build menu. And let's see here. So we want to catch our gold here. I'll do a double bottom. I will explain later why I do that. Don't worry about it right now. Okay, so... Well, the thing is, if I put a shaker here, it would drop down the gold here. So this is going to kind of clog everything up. So we're going to leave this the way it is for now. We're going to make a containment area for all the slag that we're going to get, because that's quite a bit. So. Now, we can actually dig down here. We can dig into anything that's kind of green, brown, it's literally like dirt, soil, grass, whatever you want to call it. We cannot dig into, for example, this light color rock. And we don't have to worry, we don't get stuck. It's not as if we need a staircase here. I'm just making a little tunnel to gather all the sand. And you just hold the mouse button, you press up, and it goes really, really smooth. Also, when we stand here, we can actually use the grabber and just dump it right in there. I'm actually dumping a little bit to the right here. It's really very convenient. It's not as if I have to kind of leave this hole here and then drop it above the water and fly back. And no, we can just use this grabber and it will automatically, quote-unquote, teleport it all for us. So now we have that wet sand there. Now grab that all the way from here and drop it on the shakers. Text is a little bit over it. Let me move a little bit. You can see how it starts separating. Now the thing is that it doesn't count the gold. You don't see that number go up. Even though there's gold laying here. The reason is that we didn't designate that as a collection area. That's why you need these green boxes. And the moment we do that, it automatically starts counting that gold. One of the things I like about the game is that you can move structures. they have a marquee option. For example, I can grab this thing, move it right up here. I'm not sure if there's any gold in there, but I can actually destroy the bottom to kind of fall out. I don't see any gold. Or did it fall there? I think it actually fell there. But the moment I picked it up, okay. There we go. And you can float, if you hold the spacebar, you float, and then you can also fly or float through these structures, because otherwise it won't let you. So for example, if I go like this, see, I land on it right now. But if I float, I can actually go straight through it. Makes life a lot easier. So you can destroy stuff by holding the X button and then just dragging around it, because nothing costs resources, so it doesn't cost us any money or resources to build these structures, which is fantastic. We need to work our way towards Logistics 1. We need 50 coins or gold for that. So just keep on dragging this over there. Unfortunately, I cannot drag through the hotbar. Not too surprising, actually, but in case you were wondering. Okay, I'll just drag it here. Kind of have to be delicate about it. It's not really too much to worry about, but if you put too much sand here, then the sand will actually make its way down. And you want to avoid that in the game, mixing resources, because everything needs to be split up accordingly, and everything will be processed accordingly as well. So you kind of want to avoid that. You want to make sure this is slag, this is gold, and that the sand and the red sand doesn't really go there. Alright, so we have 7 in 1. We can do that research now, logistics. That will unlock the conveyor belt and the launchers. Alright. That is also the end of the tutorial. The conveyor belt and the launchers make life a lot easier. So we can go to the build menu. It's automatically added to the hotbar, by the way. So let's first put in the conveyor belt. You can see a little arrow, that's the direction. I can go this direction by holding shift, or this one. So we're going to go this direction. So anything that we drop on here should be going over the conveyor belt to the shakers and get sorted out. So here we go. Now we also have launchers, item listed in number 5 here. The description says that it will launch elements upward, straight, or to the sides. You can build a column of launchers to create a vertical conveyor lift. That, I think, is the best way to describe it, because that's the way I use it. I use it as a lift. So I can, for example, it's going really slow. It's a little bit too slow. I should have done this one lower. We can still fix it. Let me fix it real quick. Because it's kind of pushing here, so it doesn't really, the conveyor belt stops here, so it doesn't automatically go here. So if I make the conveyor belt one higher, that would be better. Let me delete that here. This way. And now it should go perfectly fine. Let's drop a little pile here. Yep, there you go. I'll close this up. For static reasons. Okay, so let's build one of those launchers, because now you can literally make a vertical lift. If you look at my mouse, my pointer, my mouse pointer here, you see that it swaps the direction of what direction it's going to spit the resources out. Let's put it that way. Let's move this here. Let me make sure that the belt is connected. So you can kind of see here, this goes pretty fast though, depends on how much it's laying in, because right now it doesn't have anything left to suck up. But the moment you provide a steady supply of sand here, this will keep going, this will keep going, this will start filling up. Now the problem with this is, and this is also why I kind of leave some space here, is it kind of fills up, it's going to block everything, it's going to be a mess. So let's put some conveyor belts here. This one, and now I can actually delete this layer here to get some movement going. You'll see that this kind of flattens out here. It's not going to make a big pile here, but at least we keep the process going here. That conveyor belt in that direction. Put a block here. Delete these two. Now I have to make sure that I designate this as a collector. So you kind of see things keep going. We're going to make sure that we have a steady supply of sand here. So let's go down here, because we can do the same here. I will just make sure that we have a conveyor belt going. Put that conveyor belt like this. So it drops it nice here. And then we pull it up. Let's see how this goes. Because anything that actually hits these sides here that would actually fall in here will automatically be pushed forward to the side or will actually be pulled up. So we kind of want to make sure that it drops nicely here on the bottom. So I'm going to delete this square here. Ooh, that was maybe one too many. No, it should be okay. And in the meantime, I can keep digging. So the next part is actually the tutorial is done with, but on the right you can see that we have some objectives. We can unlock guns and find flux site. We can hover. I already did that. Okay. And it wants us to find some artifacts. Yeah. Well, we can always expand using the technology trees. We can see what's going on with that. You can see that this is really building up nicely now. So let's get out of here. Sometimes when you don't have it all cleared here, when there's a little pixel, then you can fly against it and you're kind of stuck. So you have to kind of get rid of it. But let's see how this goes. So this is kind of filling up. So what you can do is I can take one of these. And let's just spit this forward. Because this doesn't move anymore because it touched the wall. So this conveyor belt is kind of, well, kind of done for. Can do this. We'll just keep pushing it forward, you know. It's not perfect, but it's fine for now. Alright, let's see. So this is kind of going really well here. So this is quite a supply. And we want to make sure again that the sand and the wet sand doesn't go down here because we want to keep it all separated here. Plenty of gold. Let's see what we can do for technology. It wants us to unlock guns. That is 500. That's quite a ways to go. So what I can also do is I can expand on this because you need a lot of slag, or you're going to get a lot of slag in the game, whether you want it or not. Let me just expand on that. Now to be careful, because if I take this away, that will all fall down here. So I can just take this one away. Put the conveyor belt down, make sure it's the right direction. Then I delete these. Get some movement going again. Put another launcher here. So that there's a lot more space that way. And this keeps up nicely there, so we're good. I can do some more digging. So right now you really don't use the grabber anymore. You'll use it later on for other purposes, but right now things are nicely automated, so that goes really well. Let's keep on expanding. Oh, we have a little bit of water there. So this automatically turns into wet sand, which is fine by me. Okay, that goes really well. We're at 572 already. Guns. Unlocks a gun. Damage type. Looks like mining. So this one does more damage. Kind of self-explanatory, to be honest. And now, I want to drag this, let me see. Let me fix this hotbar. We have guns. Put that here. This one does more damage and goes a lot faster, and you can actually destroy it from range, which is really brilliant. Look at this. So that is our little sand supply here. Alright, so you can see on the right hand side it wants us to unlock tools 1 and unlock refining 2. Let's have a look at this. Tools 1, it's 250, we're almost there. Unlocks the flamethrower to burn slag. So we can burn the slag, it will actually turn into burn slag. And we use that for other resources later on in the game. You can also vaporize water into steam that rises and becomes rain. Like I said, I played about in 1.5 hours. I did see it rain, but I'm not really sure how to tap into that resource, to be honest. Now you can collect it and you can gather the water then at higher levels, but I don't think I got far enough in the game to really realize what I can do with the rain. We're going to start preparing for the burn slag. So we'll use a flamethrower in a moment. Let me actually hotkey that. Oh, we don't have the research yet, right? We can do it now. There we go. Flamethrower. Yeah, I don't need a normal digging anymore, so I'll just use that. And I want to make a little structure here. I'm not sure for how far up this goes, by the way, but I want to make a little structure here where we're going to put the burn slag in. Conveyor belt, very likely. It's going to take a lot of space, this stuff. I should probably do a little bit this way. I can then drop it in from the side here. Stick this way. If I put a launcher here, it will grab anything it can get. Slag and burn slag, sand, whatever would come in here, it will dump it here. I want to make sure that we keep it all separated. So I kind of have to wait before I do this. Because what we want to do is we want to get refining 2. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. We want to get filters. Because that can then, you can allow certain elements to pass through. So then it can make the distinction between burn slag and slag. And that's what we need to do here. So we have the money for this, so that's brilliant. So now, let's put a filter down, or a whole bunch. So now you can tell what you want either allowed to go through the filter, or to block with the filter. I want to make sure that burn slag goes through the filter. I'm going to put these filters here. That's why you leave some space under here, so you can always expand. Oh, I think it was auto-saving and it grabbed that whole line here. It's not my intention. There we go. Okay. Ooh. So now we put a conveyor belt here. Because I'm going to make the slag fall here. The burn slag will fall through. The other slag will just sit here. There's nothing going to happen. And then the burn slag will go in the conveyor belt over here. And then I will take one of those launchers all the way here. We can make this bigger now, actually. Some more conveyor belts. Delete this. So we're going to collect burn slag there. Right now that is not working yet because this is not connected. Let's do another filter. Section here. Burn slag. Like this. Just double checking. Because this is also very close to each other here, but that should be okay. Alright. So now I can literally delete this. Nothing's going to fall through because there's no burn slag yet. And if I use my little flamethrower, hilarious, we can actually burn this. Now I do have to block this. And yeah, I can do the conveyor belt like this. It doesn't matter much. Let's use the flamethrower a little bit more, get some stuff going here. You can see that the burn slag starts falling through. Not sure if this is going to keep up though. I don't think it's going to keep up. That's fine. You can stockpile here. That's perfectly fine by me. Alright. So now we have that part of the process too. That will be spit out here. Perfect. Ooh, that goes fast. Conveyor belt. So maybe I shouldn't do a filter here. Because it falls through here. That was not too smart, was it? So let's delete that. Then we just build normal conveyor belt here. So let's provide some more sand. This is keeping up nicely there. We can use our fancy gun now. Not sure how far this cave is going, but we'll figure that out. Whoa, 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 what's going on? Oh, okay. What do we want to do here? Let me first build one of those things up. Can delete this. Cleaning up some pixels here before you fly into it. Kind of annoying. And this is Fluxite. The moment we start hitting that, you can see that we completed that objective. Fluxite on the left, you can see that build up on the left up, is used for upgrading your items. Your gear, so to speak. So let's have a look. Do upgrades. The grabber, the number 2 that we have, you can upgrade with the material scanner. You can also have a faster jetpack, very, very nice. Or an extended range on your flamethrower, for example. You can also upgrade your shovel, your gun, etc., etc. So as long as we have shot all those pixels, got a nice amount of Fluxite here. We needed 1,000 for refining 2, right? Refining 2 will unlock the kinetic slag press for further process. You can actually turn the burn slag into more gold. So let's see, I want to build an assembly line this way. I think it should be automatically going up here, but does this work? I should probably do it on the bottom too, shouldn't I? Kind of bumping here, but that's not too bad. No, we don't have the power to go through there. Alright. That looks like a man-made structure there. We'll explore that in a moment. Whoa. A little arrow here. Basically, because I've checked this out before, I don't have a way to go over here because you can't build here as far as I know. You can't really build in the water. Shaker. No, I cannot build anything, so... But I cannot really float over there. I fall down and then you can get up here. Because for whatever reason, it doesn't let me get up there, so I have to get over here. So there's no way through at this point, at least not that I know of. I can melt this, though, with my flamethrower, I think. No, okay. Specific message, you cannot use your flamethrower here. Alright. Alright, so clean this up a little bit. It's building up here. This is not optimal. I'm kind of pushing against here. I should lower this very likely. Whoa, that goes a lot faster. Okay. So now we can do refining 2. And then we can get more gold from the kinetic slag. Let's research that. We have 400 left. Anything we want to do here? It says melt ice, vaporize water, upgrade grabber, unlock guns 2. Guns 2 is 3,000. The grabber, we can do the hydro sponge. It allows us to pick up water, which is very handy actually. Let's do that. Okay, so now we have another structure that we can build. The kinetic slag press. It's very interesting because you have to drop the burn slag on the kinetic slag press from a great height. It will actually show you how high that has to be. It's already on hotbar. Okay, perfect. I keep grabbing it. Let's do it this way. So from this height, the burn slag will fall on these, well, presses, and then you will get gold and another resource as well. Let me set this up again. Okay. I'm going to keep some space here because if this builds up, this is a problem. If this builds up here, whatever you're going to get, gold, I think spores that drop as well from slag, it splits up into gold and spores if I'm not mistaken. Then if it builds up into a pile and it doesn't have that distance anymore, it will actually start building up the burnt slag here because it does not have enough height to go through this press. And then this whole thing will clog up. Really annoying. So you kind of want to avoid that. Let me put one conveyor belt here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to block this here for now. That it's gold that's going to fall through and spores. So I have to separate that at some point. But is there a way for us to let the gold come here? There is a way, isn't there? Because the gold will fall through this. But I wonder if the volume is going to make it a bit of a mess. So we'll check that in a moment. And if I do a filter here, the only thing that I want to fall through is gold. I'm going to take these just to be on the safe side. Take these away as well. Let's build more of the filter. So let's see, because, like I said, the burnt slag will turn into gold and spores. We want to do a little bit. Let's try a little bit here. The conveyor belt. This way. Then we grab let's see if this goes. Let's see if it splits into gold and the gold will fall straight through. There's the gold. That's a steady trickle. Oh, it falls just in. Oh. Yeah, because this is going to build up. Quickly grab some stuff away, because now the problem is we're going to have gold here. That was not too small, was it? Should have done it a little bit more to the right. Okay. So let's do that. There we go. So now I kind of have to sort this out. That's why I said, you really don't want to mingle stuff. It's going to build up here. Okay. And there's no way to pause it, really. I can take this away, though. I can say stop this. But yeah, it's kind of tricky when you can start messing stuff up and mixing the resources and the elements, then difficult to pause it. You really have to destroy this section here to make sure it stops, kinda. Okay, that will allow it to pile up. We have plenty of gold now. I kinda have to clean this up. Alright, so clean this up a little bit. I had to take some gold and some sand and some spores out of there. Massive disaster. Alright, so we need to make a bigger room for the gold. Alright, there we go. That's looking a lot better. It's really not a lot of space though, but it is what it is. Okay. So we can reactivate this. Well, let me check out what we can research first. Tools 2. unlocks vacuum to move piles of sand. I haven't used that. I'm not sure what it is. Pipes, pumps, and liquid vents will probably work without water. Guns, 3000 unlocks the rocket launcher. Oh, that would be nice. And refining 3 unlocks planter boxes. I haven't done that either. We don't have enough for an upgrade. Wow, that's quite a lot of stuff. So I made my way all the way down to the bottom of the shaft here. I wanted to kind of show you guys the flamethrower. You can melt this ice. Let me get the flamethrower. There we go. So it's kind of ice that turns into water that evaporates. That will then lead to rain. And I'm not really sure how to take advantage of that. Of course, you would think that it's easier to work with the water above, so you'd have some collection ways to collect it. Probably be a good way. Let's see if I can actually do this. Let's go back up. By the way, water cannot be transported by these structures here, but a launcher will go straight through. Shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. You can see that the vapor goes here. That kind of builds up. At some point, apparently it rained. And that can lead to a little bit of a mess too, by the way, because sometimes the water will then be part of your other materials. Because it could, for example, it would be able to mingle with the spores here because it doesn't go through this main structure here. Let's call it concrete. But yeah, I enjoy the game. Kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit about this game. Just let me know what you think. Drop me a comment, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.